What's up, guys? It's your boy NateTheGreat here, and I'm going to be bringing you a everything wrong with 2K video, aka 2K has problems, aka there's a lot to fix in the game. And for this intro, I'm just going to be showing you some clips from the other night in the background. Hope you enjoy those too. Yeah, there's just a whole list of things I have written down, ready to just discuss and let off my chest about 2K, and just I like the game as a whole. It's just there's just so much wrong with it. I don't know what else to say, but you'll see in the video. And as always, like and subscribe for more baller content. And we're back. I'm here bringing you some My Career gameplay along to go with this video. Me talking about everything wrong with 2K, aka 2K's got problems. But I hope you guys appreciate the gameplay in the background. It's nothing too special. We're playing the Heat, who is a playoff team to us, so could be potentially competitive. And we're just going to jump right into talking about the first topic, which is general bugs within the game. The very first bug that comes to my mind is how all the servers lag. Some point someone's gonna lag. I have no problem with any other game on my Xbox. A major problem is just the servers aren't built what they should be for the amount of players that the game gets. The servers they're just lagged too much, way too much. Another problem with the servers would be if you joined your friend and you don't end up in the same park as your friend, neighborhood as your friend, whatever you want to call it. That's just insane how you have to go to your phone. This is how you fix it, by the way. You go to your phone, open friends, there's a little friends tab, wait for all the names to pop up, click on your friend's name and join your friend. That is a very efficient way how to join someone if it glitches out and it doesn't let you. Another thing I wanted to talk about was some people are still having problems accessing their clothes, whether it's in the My Court or when new clothes come out in the stores. Some people can't access them. They don't appear until a few days later. I find this is a very annoying bug because some people, and on top of the not being able to change your clothes, some people also have the bug where your clothes will randomly change as you load on to different My Players. That'll just mix and match your clothes, and it's really weird, and I just don't know how to fix that. But I do know it's a common bug in the game. It's very unfortunate that 2K has this many bugs, but it is a great basketball game overall, so oh well. Me and my friend and I should say, both have this problem where when you load into a My Career game or in the middle of a cutscene, the screen will just go black. And how you fix this is just press your middle home button, go home and click back on your app. Don't quit out your app, but just go back onto it, and the gameplay should resume as it was. The next thing I want to talk about is people's badges. For a while were in the negative progress. They would have, for a Hall of Fame badge, they would have negative 50,000 out of 162,000 or whatever the number might be. And some people, the glitch is still there. Some people are still in the negatives for their badges. Some people gave up on the game because of it. It is insane how they had a whole year to just test this thing out, and they still have this many glitches, and they're still not patched halfway through the game. It's insane. Another issue, for a while at least, My Players were getting deleted. People's My Players were getting deleted. People were messaging 2K angry, and I'm talking furious. I never had this to me. This never happened to me, thankfully. But there was some people also who finessed the system and got free VC saying their My Player was deleted even though it wasn't. And I think that's just a problem in the game. Some people have over like 3 million VC just from getting VC from saying their my player was deleted. And just the fact that some people's my players were deleted in general, that's insane. A whole player deleted because 2K had a glitch? Man, that's crazy. One last thing in the general bugs that I wanted to talk about was how loading into your my court could be glitchy. So for me, sometimes it won't even load. I don't know if it's the amount of players I have, or if there's just another general thing in the game that's causing this glitch. But for me, I have problems loading into my court, and my friends can't join my court, and I can't join my friends' my court at times. I'm not too sure what this is the cause of or how to fix it. Sometimes it'll just happen randomly, and sometimes it won't. So if you're wondering how to fix this, I really don't know. But let's move on. Also, I wanted to bring up that I'm using my playmaking slasher. That's a primary slasher, secondary playmaker. If you want me to do a full video on this, just leave a like and a comment saying, yeah, I want to know what this build is, and I'll help you out. I'll help you make a great slasher build. You can see some of the highlights in the gameplay. But moving on, I wanted to talk about broken animations. Animations in the game that are useless, or they just have a negative effect on the gameplay in general. This year in NBA 2k18, there's a whole bunch of broken or useless animations in the game, or some are just OP and hard to guard. So I'm going to be discussing some of those in the next few minutes here. The first one that really pissed me off is the rebounding animations feel random, and by this I mean I feel like you're never guaranteed to get a rebound, even if you box out and properly time the jump for the rebound. Sometimes they're just not going to give it to you. Sometimes your guy will tip the ball, knock it to somewhere else, and you won't get the rebound, and this is very frustrating, especially as a big man. Another one which is very frustrating is the diving / loose ball animations feel pointless, meaning when you dive for a loose ball in this game, your guy is going to tip it out of bounds. Something bad is always going to happen, or you're going to slide out of bounds with the ball. There's no good loose ball save animations, or if there are, they happen very rarely. So that's something else that's very annoying in the game. I hope 2K fixes this and makes it look like players are actually hustling to get the basketball. Another animation I want to talk about is the snatchback this year, the snatchback dribble. If you have not seen it, go watch a clip of how to do this move, because it is a very OP move and hard to guard. It just automatically pushes you away from who you're defending when they do this move. Contact dunk animations is something that's kind of frustrating if you're a slasher, and people jump out of these animations all the time. However, it can be justified as being fair. I just find it really annoying how if you get a good animation, say you're gonna jump over somebody. I've got that dunk one time. If you've not seen that video, go and check that out. Link will be in the description below in my highlight reel of my two-way athletic finisher. But if you're going to dunk and jump over somebody, so they shouldn't be able to spam Y and get out of the animation, or spam X and make you lose the ball somehow. It's just ridiculous. And the last one in the broken animations that I wanted to talk about was kicking the ball to block it, which is so annoying. When you pump fake and people kick the ball, or whenever you pump fake twice and your guy travels, is very frustrating in the game. Leave a like and subscribe if you agree with some of these glitches in the game and that they should be removed. And the next thing I wanted to move on to was the my player archetype system and my judgment on that. And now we're here talking about the my player archetype system. I like the creativity and uniqueness this year. How you go in and you have to register who you are, what your name is at the little 2K event in the beginning. That is very cool and all that stuff, but there's just a lot of different problems with the archetype system, but I like that they tried something new this year, and that's at least appealing. There are a lot of archetypes that can be deceiving in the game, such as a secondary shot creator hitting a 3, maybe a primary slasher or something else that shouldn't be shooting. Some slashers in general can shoot very well. You see them getting green light animations at times, or they'll just be saying that they got a green light, whatever. That is crazy, and they're supposed to be in inside position. Bigs with a low rating also hitting 3-point shots. It seems like a theme this year. Something about the 3-point shot and it evolving in the real NBA has made it a theme in 2K, I guess. But these lower archetypes shouldn't be hitting 3-pointers so consistently or even getting greens at all. I find that kind of ridiculous and defeats the purpose of being a shooter in a way. If your game style is mainly shooting, I can understand, but they just need to fix the balance a little bit. And something else that they need to fix within the balance is sometimes secondary archetypes aren't as useful as they should be. Secondary archetypes need to be boosted a little bit. I don't want to be a secondary slasher and only have a 70 driving dunk, you know? Or a secondary shot creator in my mid-range, which is a big part of it, is only like a low 80 for the most part. And then people not knowing how to use the archetypes is also a concern in the game. Maybe they should have a little tutorial menu where they explain what different archetypes are supposed to be built for or something. I don't know, but some people just don't know how to use their archetype, and it is a problem in the game. The next thing that I wanted to discuss was the My Park and some problems or improvements that 2K could make on this game mode. Alright, I just want to jump right in here to the My Park problems with 2K. One major thing right off the bat that I'm thinking about is when you wait on the court for a long ass time, people get disinterested. They don't keep their momentum, you know, like how they've been playing. Their style changes sometimes. And I think the waiting in the game, just in general, not even on the My Court, but that is also a problem, just in general is a problem. And they just need to address it somehow. And something else they need to address is when you wait on the court for a long time and people jump off because you're a 93, 94, whatever your rep is, they should take out visible rep while you're in the My Park and just figure something out. Obviously people want to gloat because of their rep and stuff, but it is very annoying when you're sitting there, you're waiting for a game, you waited the entire game, 2-0 because it was the closest court to finishing or whatever, and boom, all of a sudden they just jump off and you waited that whole time for nothing. It's just very frustrating. Something else that I thought would be an interesting thing would be if maybe they could make a park only for 2s, and obviously there'd be a lot of competition, or maybe just the opposite and a lot of bums running in the 2s. But I think regardless they won't do this because their servers can't even handle the way it is now, and it's pretty simplistic. There's 2 2s and 6 3s courts. But yeah, that would be pretty interesting. Maybe instead they could move the 2s to the front near the subway or sewer, apparently, as my friends like to call it. Inside joke. But you would get more games faster, and 2s would be more fast paced, and you have to stay in a rhythm on 2s. So it would be actually useful for it to be near the subway so you could continuously get games. And sometimes you don't get games just because the parks might die out and everything just slows down and it just kills your rhythm. In 2s you can't be off your rhythm, or else you're gonna make one bad play which gives the other team the ball, then you have to play defense. So maybe they should add in a feature where they refilter parks, that older parks, into server searches so they don't die out. As in, when you leave and join a park, an older park should be available to you because less people are in it. They should just refilter it so people aren't stuck waiting and waiting for games or have to switch parks constantly, which takes a long time as well. That would be a very useful thing that they could add into the game. Hopefully they do, and let's just keep moving on to the next thing, which is things 2K should add. This is just general things that they should add into the game. Before we move on to things that 2K needs to add, I just wanted to stop in and hope that y'all are enjoying my gameplay, enjoying the content that I'm bringing you, and honestly, I would just appreciate it if you would hit that like and subscribe button. I'm not forcing you, I'm just asking you, and I'm hoping to get a larger community, and everybody here can support each other and just talk and discuss 2K things, discuss Rainbow Six Siege things, and different things eventually. For other games, I might play Madden 18 a little bit. If that interests you, leave a comment down below and tell me that you would like to see me play Madden, whether it be MUT Squads or just the general My Career mode, whatever it's called. I forget. Franchise or something. I don't know. Something like that. But yeah, moving on to things 2K needs to add into the game to make it better. And we're moving on to the last topic that I wanted to talk about, which is things that NBA 2K18 should add or 19 should add into the game. Starting with a shorter system for Pro-Am where you don't have to wait in the court or whatever, the Pro-Am walk-on court, sit there and dribble for there to just be 9 out of 10 players. Once they hit 9 out of 10, you're still waiting there for a solid 4 or 5 minutes. And then it still loads in with 9 out of 10 and 1 AI anyways. The system is just way too long in the beginning of the Pro-Am walk-on. You're just sitting there and waiting and waiting. And if someone messes up, backs out, or lags out, or something like that, everybody has to go to a My Neighborhood together and re-enter in a squad, which can be very annoying and just too much of a hassle. There's way too much to do just to get into a Pro-Am walk-on game. And another thing they should add is a system where your team, if they lose in Pro-Am walk-on, can vote if they want to reload into another Pro-Am game after losing, instead of going all the way to the neighborhood separately and having to invite each other again. That is also something that is very annoying. I hope 2K solves that issue. It's just so frustrating whenever you're trying to play with a squad. Team is just way more of an efficient method of playing games quicker and not having to wait so long. And every single year 2K has you wait on a loading screen for so much of the gameplay. And we're just gonna move right into a better and shorter story mode, talking about waiting. So much time in the game mode is wasted just sitting. It's not wasted, but you're just sitting there and watching the scenes and stuff from the story mode, which takes so much time. And just the beginning, whatever you would want to call it, the prelude, or just whenever you first make your player, that alone takes about an hour to play all the games and watch all the cutscenes. And then there's an efficient way. Once you load up the games, you can quit and load back into your My Career, and it'll move you on to the next game. The only problem with this is you basically won't play in the beginning of your My Career, and it's going to be impossible to start, which is super annoying. And they just need to make a shorter story that people can get into more, because this year especially, I didn't really get into it. I just found it was kind of random. Just a guy being picked up off the street from a street ball tournament, and yeah, just in general, it wasn't that good. Talking about waiting, My Court accessibility, you should be able to access your My Court way quicker without having to worry about sitting there in an elevator for so long. When I hit 93 overall, the only 2 things I unlocked were Signature Celebration Animations Tier 2 and a Hoop It Up at Home, and unlock a mini basketball machine for my My Court, which is basically useless because in the neighborhood I can access it quicker than I can loading all the way up into my My Court. So unless you're planning to stay there for a long period of time, there's no point of loading all the way up to your My Court just to get that mini basketball game in. And something else in general that they should just work on is the reward system. People have to want it. I know 99 is a pretty cool reward. People really want that, but all the individual rewards, like hitting 93 and 94 overall, basically gets you nothing. Nothing useful. So I think in general they should just fix up the rewards and make people hungry for each reward, so it feels worth getting, and not just like, oh, okay, I guess I'll get this because it's just on the way. Something else that would get people into the game is a consistent method for the t-shirt kiosk. I know they were changing the methods up, trying different things this year, and that's all good. That change is good. but they just need to find that consistent method for it, and perhaps even add in custom tattoos for the game, where you get to customize your own tattoo. Maybe it gets voted in as well, maybe not. You just get your own tattoos, obviously within reason. You can't just have a tattoo cussing out and stuff like that, or maybe you can. I guess you can anyways, but with this system there would be none of that, I'm assuming. And something else I just wanted to talk about was the shooting consistency in this game. They just need to fix that, because there's a lot of full white I can't even talk right now. There's a lot of full white releases that just don't go in. It'll say good release, slightly early or slightly late, and it feels like you have the same amount of chance as a half release, a half white, full white release, or whatever color you use. It feels like there's the same amount of chance of that going in as there is a good release. I feel like the shooting system this year wasn't what it was supposed to be, didn't live up to the hype. However, it's an improvement from the past few years. Some people would disagree with me. I think it's an improvement, and they just need to try out new things, I guess, and that's why there's a lot of bugs, a lot of glitches, a lot of switching things up. They actually talked about next year there might be a system where the more you use a certain animation, such as a jump shot, the dribble animations, when you use those, your player becomes more consistent with those specific animations. Maybe there's going to be a level up system for them, and I hope that's true, and I hope that they just get the whole thing sorted out. It's a very good game overall, other than these glitches and bugs. But yeah, one last thing I think they shouldn't have added into the game was how you need a badge to catch a pass. How ridiculous is that? The glue hands badge is kind of a ridiculous badge, so I believe that they should just not have that in the game. It was never a thing before. I feel like that was just a screw up in the game that should never have existed. And one last thing is, what do you guys think about alley-oops? Do you think that they should be the way they are now, less consistently thrown? Or do you think that just for the fun of 2K that they should be improved? Maybe they could add that back into the game like it was last year and the year before, I believe. This year it feels very inconsistent when you're throwing a lob and they just don't get to the player, or someone just tips it or something like that. I hope you guys did enjoy the content I'm bringing you, and sometimes 2K's just got you in your feels. So if you agree with any of these things, like and subscribe. And yeah, that's about it.